power requirement of our stations. In addition to that, we are exporting to the grid. We have tried to make this model more sustainable and replicable. First thing is that the developers who are the experts in the field are given the onus of maintaining the system so that we don't get into this, because our core business being the train operation, we are not the experts on it. Secondly, we have tried to incorporate these requirements into the benchmarking rating system which we have developed with IGBC as well as USGBC. With USGBC, we are going to rate the global metros against the lead transit, which is a new rating system, where also we have incorporated the requirements of using the renewable power to meet the requirements. And this exercise, this rating system was inaugurated in February this year, and we are in the process of discussing with Australia and Singapore for rating the systems. These were the challenges that we faced because our roofs are curved or inclined. Secondly, there are 25 kV overhead transmission lines which are being used for the power, as well as access to those roofs were difficult, and the window for carrying out operation maintenance is only a very short window because we are running operations up to 11:30 at night. So in order to facilitate, as the representative from Bosch was referring, we have tried to include the requirement of putting the safety lifeline for the person who goes onto the roof, because these are not flat roofs, as well as the access ladders. All these requirements have been built into the power purchase agreements and the RFP document that we float. These are the different structures which we finalize in consultation with the developers as well as our in-house design team for mounting. Now more or less these have been standardized. Now the way forward is, after achieving 20 megawatt, we have revised our target to 50 megawatt, and in addition to that, we are trying to go fully solar to meet the entire daytime power requirement of DMRC, for which many of you might have read the REI project, from which we have tied up for 45 million units, which will be taking from them. It has additional benefits in addition to getting the solar, the power cut down rates. We have been recognized, our efforts have been recognized by MNRE, and Minister conferred the award, and we are getting the green benefits also. Our project is registered with UNFCCC for CDM, Clean Development Mechanism, and for that we are getting carbon credits also. So these are just the glimpse of some of our plants which we have already commissioned. We are providing in the parking areas as well, the curved roofs. And this is one of the first plant where we commissioned our 500 kilowatt plant. Faridabad extension line, which was the first green corridor. These are the parking area near our, and these are the depot sheds. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So I would like to underline that Delhi Metro is thinking and implementing some quality measures. So it means that now probably this is very good time to talk about quality of not only investments, about the systems, and not only a panel, but all elements which consist of the quality of the policy and the system. And also the PV rooftop readiness was mentioned. This is something what our team is also working on. And if you have any suggestions, we are open for this. We are trying to prepare something what can be called concept of PV rooftop readiness. Why we are thinking about this PV rooftop readiness? Because we believe that as of today, all Indian buildings should be ready for PV. New construction should be just ready, because especially in the commercial and industrial market, it's a viable investment, and there's no reason to do another way. So thank you once more for your very interesting presentation. And I would like to invite you, sir, Vikash Makar. I'm very sorry.
No problem. So without wasting more time, I thought I'll grab my laptop and be ready.
So Infosys.
Yeah, Infosys. Yeah. So thanks, Marek. Thanks MNRE for inviting Infosys to share the learnings from our rooftop installations. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. The topic of my presentation today is Solarizing Infosys. As for those who don't know, Infosys is the second largest IT consulting company in India with over 200,000 employees and over $10 billion of revenue. Our annual electricity consumption is over 400 million units, and Infosys has a commitment to be carbon neutral by 2020, and Infosys is also a member of RE 100, which means and shows that we are committed to 100% renewable power. About me, I am a part of infrastructure team of Infosys, and I drive smart building and campus initiatives. And one important thing, I am filling in here today for Rakesh Bohra, who is our solar champion. Unfortunately, he was traveling and he could not make it for the presentation here. But I will try my best to do the justice to his presentation. And for questions that remain unanswered, you can always write to us. So, okay. Does it work? Yeah. So this page or this slide gives a summary of where we are presently in the journey of going 100% renewable. We have over 15 megawatt of solar installations now spread across India. Our rooftop installation share is around 50% of the total. And our biggest solar PV installation of 30 megawatt has started in Karnataka. So this will take the total up to 45 megawatt. And we need approximately 200 megawatt of solar PV to meet our commitment of going 100% renewable. As you can see in the slide, we have tried almost all commercially available technologies in the world, whether it's a module technology or a inverter technology. And we thought and we believe that it is very important to try all the technologies so as to learn and invest in right technologies going forward to achieve our goal. Yeah. Now, this slide here shows a piece of pie taken by each technology. As you can see, we have majorly thin film CIS and poly, majorly, but this will change with the 30 megawatt plant which I mentioned that is coming up in Karnataka. We are putting HIT there. So now coming to our best practices, an important practice that we have is our vendor selection process and the RFP document. As I mentioned that we have tried our hands in many technologies, so we are able to specify what we need. So this RFP is like a Bible for us as well as the vendor to follow. Sorry. In the RFP, we specify everything, right from the panels to the inverters, even the cable trays, because we also believe that the plant has to live a life of 25 years. So even every part of the solar plant should be capable of withstanding that. And also another important thing is that we ask for cost breakups of all the components in the RFP. Breakup in the sense we want to know how much is the vendor quoting for panels, how much he quoting for inverter, how much he quoting for service, O&M, everything. And bank guarantee and sorry, this was the slide I was referring to. And bank guarantee and performance bank guarantees are also a crucial part of this RFP. So as Marek was asking about the worst experience that we had in last 1 year, I would like to give a reference here. For the 30 megawatt plant, as soon as we released the offer to one of the, not in the offer, but the advance to one of the selected vendors, the vendor went bankrupt in 1 month. So it was, it's really a challenging market, so everybody should be on their toes. So next slide is about the field performance assessment. that we did for a 6.6 megawatt project, and this case study is published in IEEE. The number is there for reference. Anybody who wants to refer can go to the site and refer. This is how the plant looked like, and one unique thing you can see is different panel orientations here. All panel orientations are not the same, and I'll come to that. So this is a summary of the 6.6 megawatt, though it's not a rooftop, it's a ground mount, but this is a summary slide of the installation for your reference. The reason for different installation that you see is that we have used two different technologies here, poly and thin film, and they are on tracker and they are fixed as well. So you see different orientations at different times. So this plant has 29,000 solar modules. We are getting a performance ratio of 86%, 22% average PLF. This is another case study which is under publication, and this is about field assessment of 5 PV technologies. This is, as I said, this is under publication, so I request you not to take photographs. And so this case study is about soiling losses in different type of unclean modules. So what we did here is that we installed 5 different technologies of same capacity, and they are in the same orientation on the same rooftop, and did all possible comparisons of output and other parameters. And this is in Bangalore. So we did detailed monitoring and collected data for an year. This is how the specific yield of each technology came out to be during the period of our study. HIT and CIS came out winners here. Now people may have questions on the performance of monocrystalline technology. Mono did not behave as expected, and we did find out the reason why. We found out that monocrystalline panels that we had brought for this project were substandard. So be careful. This is another learning that we had. So it's not the technology, it is the substandard modules that were to be blamed for this. Okay, this is another slide. This shows the generation of each technology versus radiation. And one more point, that all PV installations for this case study were 18 kilowatts. So 18 kilowatt poly, 18 kilowatt mono, 18 kilowatt everything. And last but not the least, the comparison on ROI and the yield per unit area. This slide shows a summary. So again, as you see, HIT generates the HIT's generation per unit area is the highest, though the ROI is a little high, but it's also coming down with time. And one thing about thin film is that the prices have not been changing, okay, over the time. Yeah, that's it. So any questions that you have, you may write to me or Rakesh. The details are, yeah. No, not here. Oh, okay. Okay, so the addresses are here if somebody wants to write. So we'll be happy to share our experiences. Thank you.
Sir, thank you very much. I'm really surprised. I'm shocked that user can collect so much information about PV rooftop systems and